Now that nearly 2 weeks have passed since the Lakers fell to a disappointing first-round playoff exit, the focus quickly shifts to the grander picture of the long-term future. Albeit LeBron James' NBA future will always be at the forefront because of his league status and Hall of Fame career, especially after finishing his 22nd season. And although after the Lakers' playoff elimination, where he initially stated that he would first talk to those close to him before making a decision on his playing future, reports from ESPN's Shams Charania lay out that he will be back for a record-setting 23rd season. As that situation sorts itself out, the real dialogue circles around Luka Doncic's long-term plans with the Lakers. Luka previously told ESPN's Pelinka Andrews that he would like to stay with the Lakers for the long haul, like he would have with the Dallas Mavericks had he not been traded. Luka then took a somewhat less strong stance on that right after the Lakers were eliminated from the playoffs. However, things had quickly taken another encouraging turn since then, as Luka, head coach JJ Redick, and general manager Rob Pelinka were all recently spotted together leaving a restaurant in LA. That alone seemingly naturally fits into the notion that both sides are discussing possible contract parameters along with how the team plans to build the roster around Luka. Luka is in the third year of his 5-year, $250 million designated rookie max extension that holds a fifth-year option for the 2026-27 season worth $48.9 million. Now, on August 2nd, Luka will be eligible to sign a 4-year, $229 million contract extension with the Lakers. That is likely the deal the Lakers prefer to get worked out to keep their star point guard under contract for more than the next handful of seasons. However, as longtime NBA insiders Mark Stein and Jake Fisher pointed out, Luka has his options to weigh that could see it become more feasible to sign a shorter extension now so he can sign another, more lucrative deal much sooner. With a couple of months still ahead until he becomes eligible to even sign an extension, Luka and his agent have plenty of time to determine what's best for him. In the meantime, Pelinka and the Lakers will spend the offseason reshaping the roster to better serve Luka's skill set and likely hold a greater emphasis on defense and balance. During his exit interview, Pelinka made it clear that the organization is confident in moving forward with Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reaves as a core group for at least next season. Reaves is coming off experiencing notable offensive struggles in the playoffs, albeit some of that due to a reported toe injury. But he still remains a fixture in the Lakers' long-term plans. The organization's confidence in him likely stems from him taking another step forward in his overall development toward becoming a more prominent scorer and playmaker that resulted in posting career highs with 20.2 points and 5.8 assists per game. It also helps that he's under now what's considered a massive bargain contract that he signed a couple of off seasons ago. However, what also should be noted is that according to ESPN's Bobby Marks, Reaves could sign an $89.2 million extension this offseason. What could make this interesting is if he chooses to bypass it and become an unrestricted free agent in 2026, he can secure a deal that starts at $42.5 million per year. But getting back to Pelinka, he also stated during his exit interview that the Lakers are eyeing more frontcourt talent, which comes as no surprise as the team lacked that after the blockbuster trade to land Luka. That was especially glaring in the playoffs, as Jackson Hayes couldn't stay on the floor against the Timberwolves, pushing Redick to play small ball lineups that consequently led the Lakers to a disappointing playoff exit in 5 games. It, in essence, is the Lakers' top priority this upcoming offseason that will see them explore the trade market and free agency to drastically improve their frontcourt. There should be a plethora of names the Lakers could look to add, and it will be intriguing to see if the opportunity to play with Luka will have the desired allure to attract players to come to LA. That roster should look much different with the supporting cast around the Big Three. Players such as Hayes, Markieff Morris, and Alex Len will no longer be under contract. Meanwhile, Dorian Finney-Smith holds a $15.3 million player option. Finney-Smith more than showcased that he can be a highly reliable role player and has strong chemistry with Luka dating back to their days with the Mavericks. However, the biggest piece on that front will be what LeBron does, as he has a $52 million player option for next season. If he is indeed coming back for another year, he will have a choice to make to either opt into the final year or do what he did last year by inking a 2-year deal with the second year being a player option to keep his options open yet again in 2026. Another important wrinkle is, unlike last summer, James reportedly isn't open to taking a pay cut to stay with the Lakers. Now, in terms of the roster, players such as Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, Shake Milton, Bronny James, and Don Connect are all under contract for at least through next season. What that may mean is the Lakers will likely once again explore the trade market, with Connect being a centerpiece of a deal, like he was this past February in the failed Mark Williams trade. More importantly, what should be expected from the Lakers is an offseason game plan that centers around appeasing Luka and building the most suitable roster around him to compete for an NBA title next season and well beyond that.